Hey, what's going on? My name is Albert, and in this channel, I've been documenting my progress in my journey in my attempt to make several $1,000s every month selling Tesla puts. In the month of September, so far, I've made exactly $498, which I am gonna be happy about, even though it's not as much money as I had made in the past. It's still money. You'll notice here on the first column here, this put sold by date. So this is the actual amount of premiums I could have collected. So the more premiums you sell, the more premiums you could have collected, but also the more risk you have. And you'll notice that the last 2 months I've been selling very little. Even in June I sold nothing, and then you can see May, April, March, February, December, November was a lot more. And what had happened was I just kind of learned more about the risk I was taking, and I decided I was taking too much risk, so I just scaled back a lot. Yeah, I think May I lost like 10 grand, and that was a lot of money to lose in 1 month. So I try not to lose money now, and I'm just trying to play a lot more safer. But yeah, so year to date I made $51,251, which is not bad. And if you include this extra money I got from kind of buying and selling shares, I made 52 grand. Just a little bit about me. I've been holding a lot of shares, and I've been just basically selling calls or puts just to make a little bit of income on the side. And yeah, this is what I've been doing for the last year or so. Okay, so my short-term thesis, what I've been thinking about lately, and I often forget about this, but my short-term thesis is that Tesla stock in the market is going to fall after November midterm elections. I kind of went over my last video on why I think that is. It kind of looks like it's starting already, but I do want to be holding some cash prior to the election, but I don't know when to sell. So I think what's going to happen is if I get a sign on a call, I might hold out for a little bit, or if the stock price goes up to like what would be the equivalent of like 950 or 1,000, so I guess 315 to 330, I'll probably sell some shares. I think Tesla is doing just fine as a company. The only worry that you have investing in Tesla is really the macro environment, which really in the long term doesn't really matter. But just for this YouTube channel, I've been trading a little bit, so the short term does matter a little bit. And I've really been selling calls. I have not been selling any puts because I'm not holding the cash to sell puts, and I'm only going to be doing cash secure puts from now on, or so I say. Yeah, so last couple weeks ago, I sold a call, and it was down 2K when I made that video, but now I actually ended up closing it for basically what I bought it for, so I ended up making $10. So I didn't lose $1,000 or $2,000, which is great. I sold this put while I was on vacation, and I was like, hey, wouldn't it be great if I made money on vacation? And I ended up losing $2,000, or I was down $2,000, but now I actually broke even. I was actually up like $200 at one point, but I kept refreshing it, it kept going back, and it basically went back to zero, so I just closed it. So yeah, you never know with these things. It's hard to decide when to close it. Sometimes I get a little bit too greedy, trying to edge out a couple extra dollars, and you end up losing more money than you were trying to edge out. So here are the trades I made last week. On the 22nd, I sold a call. So the stock price went up to about 310, 312, 313 or so. I sold at the money call for 315 for $500. And usually what I do is I sell 3 calls, the equivalent of 1 call pre-split. But this time I was like, man, I almost lost $2,000 the last one. I don't want to take that risk. It was a little bit stressful losing $2,000 or thinking that I was going to lose $2,000. Let me just do 500, and that'll be that'll be enough for me. So I ended up being right on that one. I closed it out for $12, so I made about $487 here. And then another one I did, which I'm not including in my calculations, I did it in my retirement account. But the same day, on September 20th, I sold a this one was for the September 30th. This one was for the 23rd. So 2 weeks out instead of 1 week out. I sold a 320, which is a little bit higher, and then I got 750 for it because of the premium and also because of the date really. And I ended up buying it back 3 days later for $23. So made about $730 in my retirement account, which is nice. But yeah, I probably should have done more. But with the split, instead of doing having to risk like $90,000, $100,000 per call or put, you're only risking like a third of that. So it's actually not that bad if you're wrong, I guess. So that's why I've been doing smaller amounts. Okay, so other things in Tesla news that I think may affect the stock. I think the Twitter news, the Twitter whole legal battle, I don't think it's going to affect the stock negatively. I think Elon already sold stock, so it's only a positive upside from here. I think if the deal falls through, if Elon does buy the stock, that will make the stock price shoot up. So that's good. But if this deal does go through and he has to buy Twitter, I don't think it'll affect Tesla at all, because he's already sold the stock to carry that risk. So things I tell myself, things I tell myself repeatedly is, hey, it's okay if you don't make money, just don't lose money, right? So we're just trying to optimize for not losing money. So we're trying to play it real safe. And then one thing I noticed I haven't been doing, I guess I kind of did last time, is I haven't been really updating my trades as I make them. But that's not true, because I did update my trade last time saying that was down 2,000 and it wasn't over yet. So yeah, so I'll start updating my trades as I'm making them. But the only reason I haven't been doing that is I haven't been making videos like in the middle of the trades before I open and close them. Because like these last two, you can see I opened at the 20th, I closed at 23rd. So open 20th, I'll close 22nd. So yeah, so really short-term trades I've been doing. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I made $500, 1,200 in total for last week. This week, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be selling calls. If the stock price goes up to maybe about 290 or so, I'll probably sell a 300 call. If I can make, 400, $500 in a week, I'll aim for that. Hope that helps. Talk to you in the next video. Thanks.